Alright, ladies, let's go. Game number 1, Division S qualifier. We go over that in just a moment. Division S is obviously a name that should ring a bell if you followed Heroes of the Storm in 2019. First of all, hold my beer on the left in blue with Balser on Hanzo, Defsio on Sylvanas, Birch on Johanna, Richu on Rexa, and Dyla on Lucio. And on the right side, Feel the Heat. Probably one of the favorites to make it out here as the number 1 team. With X-Ray on Malfurion, Galaxy on Liming, Dainu on Junkrat, Blade on Blaze, and Wit on Mal'Ganis. So quite a lot of familiar names, especially on the side of Feel the Heat. But Hold My Beer is also a team name that you guys should know. So this is the semi-final. It is a best of 3 series, and our first map is, as you can tell, the Volskaya Foundry. And this is the Division S qualifier for season number 2. And pretty much it works these days this way, that teams that are already in Division S, they were asked, hey, are you interested in playing a second season? And everybody that said, hell yeah, we're part of it again, we want to play, those teams are still in. They don't have to requalify, with the exception of the bottom 2, which is pretty much slots that are being played for here. So we're already looking at the semi-final of the first qualifier, as we have our 2 teams going up against each other. And those are just some of the teams that didn't make it the last time, but you might recognize a couple of the players that have played as a sub-player, for example, for Division S team a time or 2. And yeah, now they of course want to get into the league completely and participate there and have a safe and secure spot and play with a team for the entirety of the season. And for that to happen, they have to go through the qualifier here. So Hold My Beer, they are a team that in the past has definitely shown a bit of promise. They have played in the amateur scene quite a bit, and at the same time also continuously improved, signed up for a lot of the additional tournaments that people were able to play. Heroes Hype being just one example. But we have them going up against Feel the Heat, and Feel the Heat has a lot of players that you've definitely seen in a game or 2. These guys have a lot of experience by now throughout 2019 and are definitely trying to now just dominate this first qualifier. And we'll see how it works out. To my knowledge, for the first qualifier here, we actually had like between 8 and 16 teams signed up. You know, we're looking only at the last few matches, but those should be pretty entertaining. With already a big fight at the top, and Wit goes down, and that is the first kill against Feel the Heat. It seems like they are going to lose the point there too. They're trying to still go for the item. Lucio comes in and locks Blaze into a corner. Second kill for the blue team, and Hold My Beer is doing fairly well. That's a great start. Double kill, they get the additional item, so they have an advantage heading into objective number 2. And so far so good. Me likey. We have also now Triumvirate on level 4 for Liming. Oh, Dainu at the top. Oh, the solo kill. There we go. Down goes Sylvanas. Junkrat with a quick victory. Nicely done. Yeah, Dainu is pretty much the second coming of Night End, in case that anybody is familiar with Angel Voice from Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2. So he's also called the most famous girl streamer that we have out there. And yeah, the man with the angel voice. The German angel voice, which in and of itself is a little bit of a conundrum. But if you ever heard Naiden talk and are familiar with him, then I think you know what I'm talking about. But either way, 2 kills against 1, so that solo kill that he just pulled off was actually quite nice. Now we have at the bottom of the map, or in the middle, the objectives starting to come up. And let's go. Who's going to take the lead here? Let's Feel the Heat going to bring it. They're already bringing the heat with Blaze. Let him burn. Let him burn. Okay, Balsa and Defsio at the top. I can actually slow this one down. Rhino's still being a little bit of a nuisance, but when it comes to the objective, the red team has a nice lockdown on it, and another kill. Down goes Hanzo as Liming gets the quick kill here. All the way up to the top now, as we're having the teams just rotate between lanes and trying to get some additional points. We also have with level 7 talents another power spike for the 2 of them. In comes Calamity. Bottom of the map, Rexa still holding experience for them too. And here we go. Blaze comes in, toasty, and Lucio gets wrecked, and they take the item too. So all of the advantages that Hold My Beer was accumulating for themselves earlier are now gone. It seems like Defsio is falling too. That's 4 kills against 2 at this point. Yeah. As I said, red team is ahead, and immediately the red team goes, Hold My Beer, bro. and a second later they just lose everything. They lose their items, they lose their advantage, they're behind the experience, they lose the protector, and it's an easy peasy objective for the boys in red. And now, as we're looking at this, it looks like more likely that Hold My BS falling heavily behind in this game, because they're going to lose their top fountain now. They don't even have any defense set up. Finally, we have some of them starting to move in, Sylvanas in particular. Ooh, that's a quick kill against Dino though. He didn't see that one coming, did he now? Still need to make sure that they take the fountain down, and that's exactly what they do, but they also need to still get out of there, because that's 3 heroes now. Oh, nice. Alright, connects with the protector. They should be able to get away. There's no level 10 yet, therefore no blessed shield on Johanna. She can't lock anyone down, and they're still getting a bit more damage in against those. But down here, Blake gets attacked, and still the level lead for Feel the Heat. They're doing well with this one. I mean, honestly, the thing right now is like get level 10 and try and drop the fort completely. This is pretty much the name of the game right now. That's a nice lockdown against Wit on the other hand. Get fucked! Hanzo gets completely murdered. Li Ming comes in from the side. The perfect setup by Galaxy. He goes in, gets the Calamity kill, and Hanzo pulls a Houdini and disappears from the map. Nicely done. These are big boy players that we currently see here. That was pretty sick. Li Ming just sits there, goes to Hanzo and says, hey, now you know what it feels, bitch. There we go. Insta disappear. Get Li Ming, my friend. Great setup. That was honestly fantastic. That was really, really good. And now level 10 abilities are in for both teams. 5 kills against 4. And we might see a bit more of an even game over the second one. Oh, down here, Li Ming goes down. The revenge, yeah. And the arrow connects from Hanzo too, nicely into the choke point. That's a kill against Mal'Ganis, and they're doing exceptionally well with this. Well done. Yeah, but the disappearing act that are, or the disappearing acts that are being pulled here remind me first of all of Houdini, and second of all of the Joker in The Dark Knight. Wanna see a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! Gonna make Hanzo disappear. Ta-da! And gone. Yeah. Best scene in the entire movie still. Actually, it's not quite true. There's a couple of really fantastic scenes in the movie, but it's definitely amongst the top 3. Okay, so with this said, now that we have 6 kills against 5 and pretty much identical experience, likely we are having this next fight. Oh, Sylvanas gets out just before they sniff her out. Galaxy was actually looking for her. But let's go. At this point, top side, Junkrat is still pushing. 6 kills against 5. Now, as I said, 13, likely the talent that we're going to be seeing teams fighting over as they're heading into the second objective. And I like, at the bottom of the map, they're preparing already for objective number 3. There's little to be gained for them by pushing the top 4. They already took the fountain down. There's no lane sustain anymore for the opponent, but opening up this entire wall really helps Feel the Heat to prepare the game and the map for the upcoming objective at the bottom of the map. So with this stat, we have in the mid lane still our little 5-man here. Rexa, by the way, with a Hunter-Gatherer on level 4, is now also looking to complete their talent as quickly as he can. That gives them a more beefy front line, since Misha and Rexa are both going to be able to rely on the extra armor, which is really worth a lot here. With level 10 abilities, there's also sustain through bunker that comes now for the objective itself. Items, still crucial. With 30 seconds left, you can definitely wait for the turret to come out, grab the turret, and then just move in towards the top, which is likely what they're going to try and do here. Already Birch is coming in now from the side as well. Blessed Shield connects. That's a good one. And they might just get the kill against X-Ray. And indeed they do. Down he goes. And that is only the first one of probably many. No lockdown. And therefore the only kill. But again, helps them. I'm a little bit shocked that they're actually not going for this one. That's a little bit of a surprise. I mean, there's the ping already. Yeah, nobody really checked the timer on the point, as it seems. So now they're getting slowed down. Of course, the idea from Feel the Heat is to ensure that Malfurion is going to be back. And Li Ming, oh, that was unlucky. Do you see that? Li Ming was trying to pull the exact same play against Hanzo again, and it nearly worked out. But what she didn't see is that the entire combo didn't connect, and then when she Calamitied in for the kill and the reset to get out again, she just completely jumped into empty space, and that was a kill against her. That was a real nice attempt and a pretty cool move, and it nearly worked out, but it was just a millimeter or so. which prevented her from getting the insta-kill and the reset. So now Li Ming obviously feeling a little bit silly, wouldn't you? Coming back and trying to reclaim that position. Talking about reclaiming things, another item gets taken at the bottom of the map, and that's 3 now in the hands of Hold My Beer. Yeah, HMB is looking quite strong when it comes to the item control now. And that might make up for them losing the earlier fountain at the top and the sustain. If they get the second healing beacon, since Johanna is already holding one, that would be even better for them. That fight is not bad for them. It's a good choke point for all the items. But then again, down goes Balsa, and he actually drops the item too. A big problem for them. A turret in the hands of Feel the Heat. A quick kill. They're looking for another, and they're getting Rexa into the middle of the team, which immediately leads to him taken down. And now the setup against Sylvanas. Not jumping onto the wave was actually a pretty sneaky move, but no one fell for it. And now the entire wall is open again. They can go straight for the fort. 8 kills against 8. Mal'Ganis has already moved topside. And this is just fantastic. Jojo even falling. Whoa, that should not have happened. Gets eliminated here in the mid lane. And with Jojo now down, another fort falls, and they're just crushing everything. Down to the bottom, we see Dino immediately saying, okay, boys, I got the bot lane. I'll take it from there. You go for the rest. And nobody's even doing anything about Wit at the top. Mal'Ganis is in a totally fine spot here. Can deal with this easy peasy. Another fountain already attacked, and they are just crushing them right now. Okay, so as it stands, Feel the Heat. The red team is absolutely murdering this one. Yep. Shut the fuck up, Junkrat. That little turret, seriously. Goes and he goes, have a nice day! Some of these voice lines and the timing is like, seriously. Destroys all the forts, pushes the bot lane out, wrecks the opponent's team. It's like, well, see you tomorrow, have a nice day! Beyond silly. Anyways, keeps are open, boys and girls. Keeps are open. It's hunting season. Bottom of the map. If they can take this one, that would be fantastic for the third objective, because if you claim that, you can go straight in for the core, which is pretty much what you can expect here. I mean, the continuous poke that you see at this point is already helping to take the fountain down a notch, and maybe with the next wave they can even go for the keep itself. But that protector is losing a lot of HP. Jumps in again. Needs to be careful now when they drop out so that Johanna doesn't get a perfect setup. Blade is in trouble and bunkers up just before anything hits here, but the Blessed Shield hasn't even been thrown out. So are they just moving away from it? They have a slight lead, and indeed they do. Okay, on the way back. Will of the Forsaken for Sylvanas. That one's in. They're starting to make their play here. Blind as a bat again for Mal'Ganis. And let's see. Blade is now real trouble. And there's the Blessed Shield. Late in the fight. There's the silence coming through too. Good arrow. And at this point, of course, also the Twilight Dream activated on the side of Malfurion. But yeah, there we go. Alrighty, let's see. Can we actually get a little bit more of this? Doesn't really seem like it. Maybe a few items could be locked down by them. There's a couple of things available. I think they feel someone is hiding there. I'm not quite sure what that was about. But as Wit is escaping, the rest of the team was trying to claim the item, and I don't think they can. You have a 5 versus 4 against you. Hold My Beer is far behind, but that's still a moment where the item control should shift over to the blue team again. And they're going for Wit as well. And Wit is in trouble, but he's keeping his wits together. So he's actually not dying, at least not just yet. There's still the threat that Hanzo is going to Hanzo him at some point. But they're trying to look for another kill against Galaxy. And the boop back as Lucio comes in together with Sylvanas to secure the kill. Talking Sylvanas, get wrecked, baby. Arrow gets dodged too, and Dino with another kill setup. Well done, kill for a kill at least. That was actually a fantastic mind. Not only saving himself, but at the same time as he saved himself, also securing another kill for his team. That was actually pretty precious. Not bad, Fred. Well, as it stands, Wit's still a bit low and goes down before he can enter the bunker. Bunker is up. Junkrat jumps out once more, but without Li Ming being here, I don't think they have any chance. And here comes the Hanzo play. Junkrat gets Hanzo'd, and Blaze gets dropped by Johanna. Yeah, 13 kills against 10 all of a sudden. There's not a single fort that has been taken out by Hold My Beer yet, but they're starting to fight back into this. Pushing the top lane then again is not really doing a whole lot for them. So outside of them trying to secure themselves a fort, it would have probably been a little bit better to rotate down to the bottom of the map and make the same play there to annihilate that fountain and ensure that there is no fallback option for Feel the Heat over the next objective. Getting this one is important, but they're now literally pushing through the middle of the map where the next objective is already announced bot side. Experience lead will be ready for them. That's a big advantage at least, so an early Storm talent is worth a lot. But I would assume that Feel the Heat is now going to try and fan out on all 3 lanes and grab as much XP as they can. And of course the passive experience is also in their favor since they destroyed way more structures than their opponent. And again, this one is still in play. It's incredibly low though, so they should be able to pick it up, I would say. But yeah, with this, objective has spawned, 20 is there. Can they pick that? I mean, it's an entire level that is still missing. There's a few waves left. Top side, that's where Wit is taking another one. And they're closing in very quickly. They want to even fight here. Now Sylvanas moves down, and yes, they can push this. Blaze needs to be really careful. If Blade falls, then it's lights out for them for the next objective. So yeah, this one is going to be lost. Problem is that the rest of the red team is now pushing topside, and this is a pretty aggressive push too. Not only are they going to get level 20, but if nobody takes care of that, then it means that another keep is going to fall. Counter push instead at the bottom? Like, I'm not quite sure if that's the right play, even with Sylvanas. You have only 3 heroes that are pushing at this point, and Blaze is still defending. That keep is definitely going to fall. Johanna is likely to lock down the Protector at the bottom of the map, so that's something. They're not fighting for this yet, but this keep is a goner. Arrow missed Blade at the bottom of the map, so they're trying to get the counter keep here. But let's find out. I mean, Sylvanas at this point... Whew. It's gonna be tricky. Okay, keep is down, so it's a keep for a keep, and they have the Protector. So I guess it kind of worked out for them. There's the defense there. This whole might be gonna end it now. That would actually be incredible considering how far behind they were in a lot of these situations. And Malfurion is dead. No Twilight Dream, no nothing. Galaxy is also low, and Hold My Beer is crushing through that bot lane. Top keep or top core gets attacked, but that's not enough pressure to really drop it. Especially if now in a 5 versus 4, Hold My Beer is just going straight in for the core, which seems likely, and this could end right here. It was a fantastic game by Feel the Heat up to the point where they had trouble around the objective at the bottom of the map where they lost that one big team fight. Now Blade is about to fall, 60 hit points, barely gets out, but the core is falling as we speak. There's the kill against Mal'Ganis, and ladies, that's gonna be it. That is gonna be it. The core down to 30, and that's just lights out. Feel the Heat. They lose game number 1 against Hold My Beer at the Division S Season 2 qualifier. Wow. Pretty decent setup. GG and well played. Hold My Beer with a nice performance here on the first map of the best of 3 series. Game number 1, ladies. Hold My Beer took the lead, and now in game number 2 here in Battlefield of Eternity, we have Feel the Heat under pressure. They need to win 2 in a row if they want to make it to the grand final. And Hold My Beer, they of course have other plans in this first qualifier. And just to reiterate that real quickly, the teams will play through 4 qualifiers. They will accumulate points as they progress through the bracket, and then the top teams will play in a final tournament where the final 2 teams to join the ranks of the Division S teams will be determined. On the left side now, Hold My Beer with Balls on Reyna. We have Devsio on Liming, Birch on ETC, Richu on Blaze, and Dyla on Tyrande. And to the right side, Feel the Heat with Wit on Garrosh, Exo and Malfurion, Galaxy on Vala, Blade on Thrall, and Dainu is gonna Hanzo it in game number 2. Echo of Elements for Thrall, no part of the 4-man rotation, therefore no Trash Lightning for him. We also have at the same time, just a quick look, yep, Monster Hunter is in, plus in addition to that also the target practice right there. New habits for Blaze, so he's looking at the unstoppable frames. And for Jimmy, with a few slows that they have, especially around the oil spill, they're getting the ace on the whole on level 1. Also the block party for ETC, which doesn't shock, but it surprises me still a little bit. I feel like on this map you can still complete the quest in a reasonable time frame, especially if you're able to pick up an Immortal or two. So if you want to go into that, into the proc rock, then it definitely works. Normally when I see the, the level 1 here taken, it's more so when on the other side there's a grey main setup, but there's obviously a fair amount of auto attackers right now, so Birch just seems to be a bit more comfortable dodging out on some of that damage instead here with the rest of the team. Not a bad choice, not a horrible choice by any means, just not quite the one that I expected given the lineup. But this is one of the maps where it can be a little bit harder to get the globes together. Depends a lot on how much you control the camps and how much you can force the objective against the opponent. The interesting part is really to see Tyrande in this mix. Now, the old school setup with any kind of like stun with ETC's power slide or the jet propulsion from Blaze into Tyrande stun obviously still exists. But Tyrande's big problem is that these days she is just not a real popular hero, because a lot of the strength that she brought to the table lied in the level 7 advantage that she gave the team with a double cleanse thanks to the Celestial Attunement. And that has been pushed to level 16 now, so it's a power spike that hits much later. Oh, power spikes. Yeah, it looks like Grid is getting a little bit overpowered here. Tyrande, just as we speak of her, gets the kill for the team, and that is first blood right there. So far, so Gucci. Okay. So, Rhino's also sitting tight. There's another slide. Ah, nearly the stun, but X-Ray is probably still going to fall here. X-Ray goes down, Hanzo is down, and whew, that early game. I had Feel the Heat pegged as the favorite in this series, I got to admit. I really thought that they would be able to take the series, and I more or less expected a 2-0. Now they lost the first map, and all of a sudden they also got a big disadvantage because they lost 3 heroes. Hold My Beer is definitely turning up the heat against them, and they are feeling the heat, I can tell you that much. We again have the Triumph Ray taken on level 4, so even on this map, no dominance. Yeah, 4 has become a bit more of a flexible talent after Blizzard changed dominance and nerfed the talent. Previously it was the only choice, now it's still a very strong one, but we've seen missiles taken and orb talents on level 4. Rest of the build hasn't really changed for leading players at a decent level. And once again, here we go. There's our first objective, and a quick push against Hold My Beer. This is actually one of the things that's really cool now for Feel the Heat. They have an insane amount of Immortal damage. I mean, if you think about it, Tyrande with her trade is obviously still great against the objective, but we also have Hanzo, and probably more importantly here, once that the quest is completed, Vala with an arrow build, and thanks to her Monster Hunter, they're going to get massive damage on it. And they're taking the halftime show. Easy peasy. Claim this, and let's see if they can get the objective itself, because that would be pretty awesome for them. Camp topside has been taken out, Shaman is down, and here comes the defensive position from Hold My Beer. So they have to try and see if they can get a kill, and indeed they do. X-Ray gets wrecked again. X-Ray is really, he is struggling on that Malfurion. I'm not really a fan of X-Ray's Malfurion. I can't really tell you why. I feel like every single time he's on the hero that he is just getting absolutely murdered by the opponent. It might be my imagination, but this is really the feeling that I walk away in a lot of the games where he is on Malf. Doesn't really seem like a hero that he's extremely comfortable with. But Galaxy... Yeah, that was close. Dude, don't walk into that stun circle. That would have been sure death for you. Here comes the heal, as X-Ray is trying to keep his boys in play. Obviously, the red team is still ahead on the objective, and they still attempt to take this one with a bit of outside pressure from Dino as he gets the arrows connected. Blade walks in too, has the Echo of Element completed and gets the double charge. But here comes the full-on attack and the lockdown against Blaze, and Blaze is in trouble, and Blaze goes down. Gets his fat ass body blocked right there and eliminated. He needs an armor upgrade. That armor is just a little bit too clunky. Easily body blocked and therefore taken down already. Alrighty, so now that level 7 talents are in, for the blue team I might add, we have them also available for Feel the Heat, so they can try and push through the bottom of the map. Shield is small on the Immortal, but it's there. Here comes the flip, and ETC gets locked down with the root, but Birch actually walks away from this one. Obviously taking quite a beating here, and there's even more damage from Thrall as he comes in from the side for a quick flank and a bit of poke damage. But that wall is gone, and there will be a little bit of damage on the fort. don't think that they can take it. Unless, I mean, Blaze isn't here. They can get a lockdown against anyone, but it's actually Thrall that gets locked down, and he gets saved barely by Wit, and ETC is down. Blade still alive, and the fort is about to get dropped. They just get a little bit of damage in, and Wit already realizing, boys, I think I'm gonna die here. So he just goes straight in for the kill. Nice lockdown over here on the other hand. Okay, Dainu is on the run. Still playing it out with Li Ming. Fort at the bot lane has been eliminated. And... combo? Malfurion? Shots fired? And the kill! There it is. Vala has still fallen at the bottom of the map. Now Blaze took her down. They got the fort, as I said previously, but they also paid with the lives of Thrall and Vala for it. So 7 kills against 3, but the structural advantage goes to Feel the Heat. Nice setup here. That's a fun one. So camps are about to be taken on, I would assume both sides. I think the red team is rotating to the top in just a second. And yes, Hanzo's on the way. Down at the bottom of the map, it's Blaze who's doing his thing. What the fuck is ETC doing there? Apparently he got thrown in by Wit. That's the only explanation that I have right now. Okay, waits for the slide. That did not work out. Yeah, that was not a very witty play. Oh god. ETC finds himself next to the fort and just walks away. Ooh, I think this is the wrong side of the map. Need to walk out there. And actually walks off. Alright. Fair enough, no comments on that. Level 10 abilities are in. Shadowstalk, Bunker, everything is ready. Try to go for the top fountain. That one's out. And, well, level 10 isn't ready yet for Feel the Heat, so they still need to fight for this one. But I love that the blue team just moves in and says, like, hey, we have 10, they don't, so just go in and just drop this. We have a camp pushing with it as well, just exploit this as much as we can. It's exactly what they do. And now 10 ready for Feel the Heat as well, but obviously they lost that structure now. And here comes the early access. The attempt by ETC to get a slide and even try to go for the mosh pit. Yeah, level 10 abilities are ready for Feel the Heat with the Twilight Dream. A lot of stuns actually with the Rain of Vengeance also coming through. And oh my god, that is not where you want to be. One good Rain of Vengeance could really lock them down, but he's not in range. The slide against Thrall, and Thrall gets eliminated. The second kill against Vala as Li Ming comes in and just wrecks them hard. And guys, this is starting to become incredibly difficult for Feel the Heat. I mean, what the hell is going on here? Hold My Beer is crushing. They're looking fantastic. Halftime show already taken. 9 kills against 3. They are on a fantastic route to get into the grand final without even dropping a map against Feel the Heat. Honestly impressive. I mean, by no means Hold My Beer a team that we haven't heard of before. I've casted several of their games in the amateur scene and Heroes Hype. But I still had Feel the Heat pegged for the massive favorite in the series, so it's really surprising to see how much they struggle right now. And that's a big-ass Immortal that we're talking about. Hefty shield, 60% roughly, gonna go through the bot lane. That fort is more or less a goner. And, well, let's see. They're trying to set something up at the side, maybe? Ah, they decide against it. Rogue abilities are still gonna be up in a moment, so if they can force a fight, that might be something in their favor. But, yeah, let's check that out. First thing to happen is that the wall falls. Blaze is currently just like sniffing out Blade at the side here on his Thrall. In they go. Shield is already gone, so nice poke. But as I said, can't hold the fort. Won't be able to hold the outer ring. That's just a bit too much to ask for. The Immortal takes still some extra damage and is roughly on 17% now. So the keep is not going to drop unless they get some easy kills in, and I don't think that has gonna happen. But they Feel the Heat needs something. Level 13 is nearly there for the blue team, so if Feel the Heat wants to come back into this, they needed a few isolation kills at some point, and they need to start winning objectives. Because right now, things are not looking too pretty for them. There's a level 13 talent for Hold My Beer. And, oh, Li Ming, seriously, Glass Cannon? Every single time I see that talent, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, that is a bit of a stretch. So, there are obviously a lot of strong heroes against us on the other side. If you're completely outclassing your opponent, then I can see Glass Cannon as a bit of a meme coming in. But in this case, I'm not so sure. I would not count Feel the Heat out yet. And as well as Li Ming has played so far, I think that's a bit of a stretch by DevZio to just go for Glass Cannon here on top of it too. If Dainu lands a good arrow against Li Ming and someone follows up on it, that's pretty much the end of Li Ming already. So this could be problematic. Well, the keep at the bot lane has taken a lot of damage. Next objective should be announced soonish. Level 13 talents in half a level for Feel the Heat, so then they can at least take fights again. Currently they're obviously pretty adverse to taking even a battle since they are behind in talents, and those talents signify pretty big power spikes. So let's see. I mean, outside of the pick we also have the debilitating rounds now. There's the Immortal being announced, and as predicted, level 13 will be ready for the 2. And they're even trying to... It's always funny when you see the fort destroyed and the fountain is still up. The lone survivor and after any kind of push. Blade with a little bit of easy damage. Okay, Owl comes down. The problem is he's about to be ganked. Gets a little bit of experience as you have the Wind Fury. Has to rush away from this one, but he's still okay. So there's 13 now. 13 on both sides. With that we have the Siphoning Arrow for Vala. Also the Fleet of Foot taken. And it seems that both of the teams are just going for an Immortal race until the halftime show before we see the actual fight breaking out. And that is more or less a 50-50. Very, very small difference in hit points. And, well, red team actually wins it. Again, they have great setup here with Hanzo and with Vala. Keep in mind, Vala hasn't even completed her level 4 yet. If that's the case, she's going to get even more damage in. But now all eyes are on Li Ming, because not only was that the main damage dealer the entire time, but if DevZio now gets attacked directly, that Glass Cannon talent is going to be a bit detriment for him. So 15% decrease on maximum health, that's no joke. Absolutely not, especially if there's additional poke from Blade coming out before they're making a direct approach towards her. But they're already poking this down, as you can tell. So Feel the Heat is slowly and steadily making the moves here. Okay, there comes the stun set up. Nice, level 4 activates and they're able to poke a little bit more. Li Ming is actually eating a lot here, which is also dishing out at the same time. Blade again is looking for an open avenue to drop another charge onto her. Bot lane is pushing slightly for the red team, thanks to the waves that they built up previously, but they're getting pushed back heavily now. Most of the shots from Li Ming have been dodged out. Li Ming a little bit low, and there's the arrow, and she barely gets out. Then mosh pit, and this immediate follow-up with Tyrande. There's a bunker around and Wit goes down. Nicely done. Great kill again for Hold My Beer. 4 versus 5 now. Everybody a little bit low. And Li Ming, yeah, she gets kind of murdered by Hanzo here. So if you go into Glass Cannon, you need to make sure that nobody is actually able to get close to you and gets any kind of damage on you. DevZio moving to the left with Li Ming to tap at the fountain. The rest of the team is poking around the Immortal again. But Li Ming comes in. Ooh, Vala is in trouble. Vala is in a lot of trouble. Vala might go down, and Vala does go down as DevZio goes straight in. They go for the next Immortal, and Hold My Beer is playing just a fantastic game. But the push towards the top gives the Immortal over to Feel the Heat after all. 168 hit points is all that they get as a shield. But I mean, it's more than nothing, and they take the Immortal as it stands, so that's great for them. Can you imagine them losing out on this one? Especially since they are about to play off against level 16 talent advantages. So that's a great one right here. Level 16 talents are now in with the Paindem Rat. And on top of that, the Mirror Ball. I mean, this Immortal is not going to do a whole lot. A little bit of small damage, some damage onto the fort. It's more so what's happening at the bottom of the map that is a concern, because this wall is going to be opened up. They leave the Immortal topside alone, but as I said, half HP lost, that's all there's to it. And now they might lose Wit again. Well, Garrosh is trying to get away, but honestly, Garrosh is racking his brain, but he is at the end of his wits now, how to escape here. So, yeah, goes down. They're trying to chase another target, but can't find any. 12 kills against 3. What a game. What a game, and respect to Hold My Beer. Big respect to them. They're playing this quite nice. And oh, the move straight towards the bottom keep. One hero down, level 16 talent advantage, and they're just saying, okay, this keep is ours. And let's be honest, who's going to stop them? Early bunker getting dropped just so they can get the flamethrower damage out. Yep, keep is down, ETC slides in. Can they go for X-ray? Oh my god, he barely survives. But the big boy arrow, nicely dodged out though. They're starting to go for it. By the way, Tyrande actually went for Owl Talents on level 13 and level 16, so she never even went into the Celestial Attunement. Just highlighting that there here real quickly. Yeah? Where's the damage actually sitting at? 28,000 damage on Li Ming, so another 8,000 after we double checked on level 13 previously. Hanzo on 41,000, Thrall on 32, Vala only on 21 at this point. Has still not completed a level 4 talent. That obviously has a negative impact on the damage output. But this is level 16 versus 16. Honestly, this is the moment. This is really the moment when you can start to make a play again. You have even talents with your opponent, you have a level 16, and you have to win another Immortal. They can't let this one slide. Vala is halving back at the top left. She was a bit isolated since she went for the camp top side. There's again the big aggression from the blue team. Hold My Beer has the entire time tried to take the initiative in this match. And they're doing well. Talking about doing well, this down here is a huge threat towards the core as the game progresses. We're 16 minutes in, but they're starting to make their play over here, trying to poke them down. Good arrow, good follow-up, taunt, and what a nice stun setup. Down go Jimmy and ETC, a big throw into the back as they're attempting to make another play. 4 lays, and that is it. An easy peasy triple kill. And with this, Feel the Heat is definitely back to business for now. Thrall is already moving back to deal with the catapults. That's the main thing that he has to take down, and the rest of the team is focusing onto the Immortal within a second. Nicely done. The ticket back into the game. Okay, halftime show 1, and they should take the Immortal now too. The Immortal will travel through the top lane, so the fort is easy to eliminate. But if they can get more, that's a different question. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, and Wit misses out on it. Wit misses. Honestly, nothing looks more silly than when Thrall misses the throw. Garrosh misses the throw, but then gets the stun on the other side. It always looks a little bit weird. But in this case, he just missed out. Tyrande was already sweating, I can tell you that much. But as it stands, it's still 12 kills against 6, and with 2 stacks missing for Vala to get her quest completed, she's also going to struggle on that slightly. Yeah, Wit gets attacked heavily, but has still his level 4 ready, Indomitable, and is able to move out. And now the push through the top with a 5-man. Nearly even experience. I mean, honestly, at this point, it is incredibly even when it comes to XP, at least. And we're gonna look at a fort destroyed, and the only question that remains is, can they take the keep too? Bottom keep still down, but they pushed the lanes out slightly, so that helps. Arrow connecting. And, well, no follow-up, or at least not enough of a follow-up to really threaten anyone. Vala now completes her level 4, so that's going to increase her damage output quite significantly with the extra bounce on the arrow. They're starting to make the play right now. Only here in the game that hasn't died yet is Tyrande, by the way. And they got good damage in, but can they get the kill? Ooh, ETC needs to be careful. Uh-oh. That is the end of him. Gets taunted to... Wow, that was bad. And now they're losing Tyrande as well. 2 heroes down. That should be keep. That should be keep. You need to wait for the next minion wave, but then you can just simply make the play here. And they're already trying to burn the minions down as quickly as they can. Look at the FCO. 1 connect and he is nearly dead. Yeah, Glass Cannon in this case doesn't help him. If he has a front line, that's a different story, but the front line is all gone. And therefore, the big play right there. 30 seconds, and it looks like Feel the Heat wants to go for the core. They've been taking a beating the entire game. The entire game, they've been shit on pretty much. And now they're starting to turn it around. They want to go for the core. They want to end it right now. ETC back in 16 seconds. They're burning the core down slowly but steadily. It's on 90%. If they can get a few more kills, that would be all that they need. And they do get one against Jimmy. Hanzo at least falls, but the core is at 70%. And they're making the play for Li Ming for just a moment. ETC back to business. He needs the mosh pit, but he gets stunned out instead. And it looks like this is the tie in the series. Feel the Heat is able to drop the core. They take the game and force map number 3 in the best of 3 series at the Division S qualifier for Season 2. Game number 3, everybody! Hold My Beer had the big boy lead in the series, and they kind of gave it away a bit on the second map. were far ahead, but feel the heat. They got the triple kill when they needed it, and then they carried the momentum straight to the opponent's core and took the win. They took the W. So now we're looking at game number 3. Hold my B on Infernal Shrines on the left, with Defcio on Chromie, Dyla on Rhaegar, Balsa on Junkrat, Birch on Diablo, and Richu on Blaze. And to the right side of the map, feel the heat with X-Ray on Ana, Blade on Malthael, Dainu on Hanzo, Wit on Johanna, and Galaxy is playing Imperius. Alrighty, so ready and good to go. Let's get ready to rumble! Yeah, Chromie is just firing away. Our little fake dragon is trying her hardest here. And we have to hold your ground for Jojo, so cooldown reduction is the name of the game for her. Oh, a lot of stuns out there. Malthael! Oh, the pew-pew of Ana from the back, just keeping them alive, and they get the kill against Diablo. Little Dibbles goes down quickly. Like, I don't know, ever since we saw Baby Ragnaros, I want to see Baby Diablo. I really think that that would be absolutely hilarious if you have like Baby Diablo and Baby Ragnaros just having their own adventures in the game or something. That would be pretty cool. That would be an April's Fool joke right there. Get a baby version of every single heroine. I mean, not so for Chromie. She's already pretty much the right size for exactly that, but the rest of them would probably enjoy that too. But as it stands, we have also the camps about to be taken, and that's the Khaldor camps on the left and right. Nobody really moving to the bottom of the map yet, so it should be the focus point for the two teams after claiming their own. At least that's what you could expect here. Top side, Galaxy on the side lane against Richu, so Imperius versus Blaze. And bottom of the map, there we go also with the Endoral Anomaly right there. Okay, wall's done in. Malthael getting pushed around a little bit. Getting bullied here, but talking about getting bullied, Dainu is starting to get a nice lockdown on Rhaegar here for a couple of seconds. He's able to get good damage out. They take the camp. Diablo was a little bit late to the party. Yeah, the Lord of Terror waits for no one, bitch. The Lord of Terror arrives when he arrives. He doesn't have to RSVP. No, no, no. The Lord of Terror, he is terrifying. Especially for the host of a party, because you never know when he actually arrives. So, he's a bit late to that party at the bottom of the map over the camp, and can't really do anything. I mean, it's a 4 versus 3 because of that. Camps are now taken also with the shaman camps. And, well, this is still all of them just like sniffing each other's butt a little bit. Because nobody's going too YOLO. We have that one kill at the beginning of the game in the middle. But outside of that, you can see there's no real commitments just yet. They're playing it safe. They're playing it sound. There's no big invades happening. Everybody is just saying, this is game number 3. Let's just chill and take this easy. Let's see what we can do here around the objective. Everybody knows fully well that if they want to get some additional points by making it to the grand final and potentially winning the tournament, they have to give their all here. The series has been more or less reduced to a best of 1. Yeah, also Chromia has been more or less reduced to 10% hit points. She needs to back off. That's the proper greeting, a little bit earlier than the rest of the team. And now the shrine activating topside, which was the only one sitting tight here. The rest of the team is now moving in. Oh, stun setup from Galaxy. Look at Dyla. Rhaegar is incredibly low. And Dainu is getting another set of shots in. So far, doing a fantastic job actually on Hanzo. I've done that already in the previous game. Damage output should actually reflect that. And it kind of does. I mean, 7,000 damage. Imperius has a bit more, thanks to staying top lane the entire time. Let's see. 20 stacks already accumulated by Blade. Massive lead at this point against the Blues. So, with that, they should be easily able to poke this out from the outside. Oh, nice setup again. Damn, these stuns keep coming. Galaxy is connecting one after another, gets pushed back, and wall stun though. Uh-oh, that's a problem. And just as we talk about how well he's connecting those setups, he gets taken down. Now they have still a position on the shrine, so the 21 points quickly turn into 25 and 29. They're massively ahead, and even on the retreat they should be able to poke from the outside. Jet Propulsion does not stun anyone out, and instead they're attempting to make the play for Dibbles. Hanzo still firing around time after time. Level 7 earlier for them also helps them here. 34 stacks against 11 now. Few more in. Level 7 finally for Hold My Beer, but I don't think they have any hopes of grabbing this one. They're actually retreating already as it stands. So now the Mortar Punisher is coming through the top lane. And with a good stun, I could totally see them here getting a kill if they open up the side lane. Which I don't think they have a lot of time for, but they're starting to make the play right here. Diablo is low, and he is dead. Dibbles is dead, and they're pushing everyone away from the fort. Nice attack here. Great coordination we have in this game from Feel the Heat. Another spear against Chromie as she gets impaled. Nearly the kill, but Wit is also low and nearly falls. Oh, might still fall. That was actually a little bit lucky there too. I honestly thought he would die after he ran into the time trap. But as it stands, he's got the kill against Diablo, nearly the kill against Chromie. They got the fort, which is even more important. And this is a good start now for Feel the Heat. It was a great start for them. Okay, so let's see here. Down to the bottom left. Another invade, another stun from Galaxy. There's also the level 10 for Chromie. A little bit quicker for her, obviously. Still the sleep dart build. And Balsa is still sitting around there. I mean, he needs to be careful. The rest of the team is pretty much ready. I'm surprised that nobody is rushing into this one. He is incredibly low. If anybody checks this out, he's toast. But yeah, that was a fight that they could definitely have taken. But they claim the camp at the bottom first, the one in the middle, so additional XP for them. Level 10 is so close that, of course, in an ideal world, you want to have that now too. So that you will... I mean, if they have 10... They can, for example, push the bottom or the middle, go through the wall, maybe even take the fountain. If they can do that in the mid lane, that would help them for the next objective. I think this is pretty much exactly what we're going to see here. They're all at the bottom of the map now. Looking still for a setup. There's level 10 abilities. Wrath, actually, and Galaxy misses. Yeah, okay, he gets the Wrath. The stun didn't connect, and he actually zips the target out of Dainu's arrow. Has a little bit of A synergy for you. Never thought about that exactly happening, but it did. And Rhaegar runs away from it too. Dainu goes for the Hanzo arrow, locks it in perfectly, says EU arrow boys, and then at the same time you see Imperius jumping in and is like, well, screw you bro, you thought you could connect this one, gotcha. Snatches it away. I like the falling sword though. Falling sword taken, so well, this is gonna be kind of fun. Chromie is already hating this setup. Also, Tormented Souls on Malthael. No last rites this time. Dibbles gets stunned, completes the quest, just he gets poked. And Malthael is sitting at the top of the map pushing another lane out. Well, you gotta be careful. 2 kills against 1, still fairly even. But definitely some alternative talents that we now have for Feel the Heat. Now, the Nano Boost obviously is going to heavily hit Malthael. Malthael with a Nano Boost and Tormented Souls is pretty nuts in these setups. He can do a shit ton of damage. And that should really freak Hold My Beer out a little bit. They have stuns though. Now, they have stuns in displacement, so it's not like they can't do anything against it. This is still scary. Well, not if they can take him down though. That... Get wrecked! Sits in the bush, a flip over, stun into the wall, jet propulsion follow up, completely body blocking him into a corner, and then Malthael gets completely destroyed just before the objective spawns. Like that, that one was perfect. That one was honestly perfect. I am the aspect of death. Oh, is that so, bro? Well, he got his ass kicked. That was a reality check, and a pretty quick one at that too. So, once more, Shrine activating, Malthael is back to business and can maybe now start to make himself useful for the team. They push another wave out. In an ideal world they get 13, but I don't think they have enough time to really soak it. So now, the option. Let's go in and see what they can do with this. Already, falling sword into arrow! Into the triple kill! Oh my god, what a work of art! First of all, the falling sword, then on the slow and the little knock up, the follow up with the arrow from Hanzo, and in comes the nano boosted Malthael. 5-man team wipe as Hold My Beer gets completely wrecked in that last fight. Holy hell. What a setup. Oh, wombo, combo, wombo, combo. Oh, that was beautiful. That was honestly beautiful. 26,000 damage now by Hanzo. Yeah, there's a quick time trap. And the kill against Ana. Yeah, the Frozen Punisher is still taken. It will now move into the middle of the map. There's a lot of damage that still comes out from Hanzo and the boys, but yeah, with that kill against Ana, that's obviously a small setback. Ford is still gonna fall. And they go for Chromie. Chromie gets attacked, and here comes the Riptire, but there's no Nano boost. Ana isn't here yet. I still want to see if they can get a few more kills, and wow, they nearly got... Oh, they do get it! Ancestral doesn't come out in time, and that's a kill against the Chromester. Chromie down. Yeah, she went into the Gnome speed ahead on level 13. Yeah, I don't know what to say here. No timeout, no fun, baby. So, yeah, without the timeout, we're actually seeing Chrome just getting jumped on the entire time by Wit. We're just looking at this saying, yeah, what you gonna do, girl? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nada, niente. Okay, so, right now, 13 talents are also coming in for the rest of the blue team. But a comfortable lead now for Feel the Heat. Alright, let's go. Top side, what do we have here? Desio, Richu is sitting there. Okay, push at the bottom of the map. Interestingly enough, I focused a little bit too hard on the level 13 talent. I mean, outside of that, I didn't really expect anything else coming through, but just hold your horses for a moment before we get into this. We have a kill against Ana. She just came back, and now she's dead again. Chromie actually survives. Ball says a little bit low. Nano boosted Imperious, baby. The arrow. Chromie! And that could be another kill. And it probably will be. There's the falling sword. Chromie is down. Rega is dead. So is Junkrat. And they make the play for Dibbles, who gets locked down again and dies too. And at the bottom of the map, it's going to be the end of Hanzo, Blaze. Eventually, he is going to fall. And look at the level 7. Blood and Thunder. Honestly, that looks very, very much like a brain fart and a misclick. I do not think against the setup with Hanzo and his arrow, with Johanna, and at that point you had to assume that it's going to be Blessed Shield, plus also Imperious with his stuns, you're not gonna go into a cleanse. Also, without any additional wolf talents, this pretty much makes no sense, I'd say. This one shocks me a little bit. I'm gonna chalk that up to a misclick. I don't think that any Rega player in his right mind would not pick a cleanse here. So this is looking very, very much like a misclick, and they are paying dearly for it right now. Chromie doesn't have a timeout, Rega doesn't have a cleanse, so whenever Imperious comes in with the stun, they are just in trouble. In addition to that, we're seeing the Hanzo arrow connecting over and over and over again, especially since this massively uses a follow-up after Johanna comes through with the first falling sword setup. So this is real trouble for them right now. This is a real big problem here. And they're not looking good on this third map. They took game 1, and they actually looked fantastic on game number 2 for such a long time that you could really feel that Hold My Beer is also tilted a little bit at this point. Don't want to interpret too much into this, but I would not be surprised if there was a level of tilt in that influences this game here now on their end as well. Because if you was this far ahead in map number 2 and then you still lose out on it, that's a problem. So now the setup is there for the team in red. Feel the Heat has the Shrine activating again. And they are so far ahead that there's pretty much no chance for Hold My Beer to fight for it. At least not before they have level 16. Which they are going to get, don't get me wrong. But still, that's a massive stats advantage too. Johanna is going to push this one up at the top. And thanks to that, this is going to push aggressively. So the red team has to move back for now. Okay, they still snack up a few of the stacks. So that's good. Actually, a lot. It's sitting at 8 right now. And Johanna's now making her way back down. Chromie wants to get the kill, but Galaxy is fine. Chromie's quest is completed, so that at least helps. Okay, there's the nano boosted Malthael. Here comes the setup. Wrath not used yet. Junkrat down, Chromie down. They wreck Rega. And this is going to be an absolute carnage and disaster against the team in blue. Nice attempt by Richu to get the kill against X-Ray as Diablo falls, but Blaze isn't able to lock Ana down long enough. And that's going to be the kill against him. Full 5-man wipe once more. 18 kills against 4. And already Jojo on the way to the middle, to the top. They're going to try and break through those walls as quickly as they can. They're so far ahead right now that they probably don't even know where to start with all of this. going towards the bottom of the map is likely ending the fort or the key before the objective is even there. Arcane Punisher is now on the way. Jojo is moving into the middle to take the wall down here and drops another wave. To the top side, you can see that this is already becoming a problem. And Johanna with 20 even goes into the cooldown reduction at this point. So we have her with the Heaven's Fury. And yeah, she's going to be absolutely furious here. In addition to that, we have the Reaper of Souls taken. Again, the play attempt for Chromie. And she's dead. The Chrome Star is down. The fake dragon gets eliminated once again. There's a Riptire attempt. That didn't do anything. Got stunned out immediately. Hanzo's arrow connects. Birch is low. And the big jump also from the Punisher, as they're going for another double kill. And the core is wide open. The kill against Blaze is pretty much just securing what we already knew would happen. This one is gonna fall. Top keep falls, bottom keep has fallen, and the core is also starting to get dropped. Feel the Heat takes the semi-final at the Division S Season 2 qualifier number 1 and advances to the grand final of the tournament. Great play by Feel the Heat, and hold my beer with a bit of an unfortunate series here, but still a fantastic effort. GG, and well played.